Smoking prime rib sounds amazing. That is until you start second guessing everything. What if it dries out? What if the crust isn't right? What if you just wasted a pricey cut of meat? I've been there and I know how frustrating it can be, but here's the good news. I've got a foolproof method that takes the guesswork out of it, so you don't have to stress. I'll walk you through every step to make sure that your prime rib turns out juicy, flavorful, and perfectly smoked. And if you're using an electric smoker, don't worry. I'll tell you what you need to do differently so you don't end up with a dry roast. All right, let's start with the cut of meat. You need a high quality prime rib if you want that melt in your mouth goodness. And what is the best choice? Well, USDA prime grade is the best. But if it's not available, look for one with a good fat cap. And does fat matter? Yeah, it does, as it melts, it bastes the meat and it keeps everything juicy. And when it comes to trimming, if it's not pre-trimmed, leave about a fourth of an inch of fat for the best results. And when it comes to size definitely matters. A 3 to 4 pound roast serves 4 to 6 people and fits most smokers. Cooking for a crowd, then you're gonna have to scale out, but remember, larger roasts take a longer time to smoke. And when it comes to seasoning, keep it simple but bold. Some of the must-haves are salt, pepper, and garlic. You're gonna want to rub the seasoning all over and press it in with your hands to make sure it sticks. Then, let the roast rest for about 30 minutes to an hour before smoking it. This allows the seasoning to absorb. Now, this next step takes the flavor to the next level. And here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some softened butter, some minced garlic, some rosemary, some thyme, red pepper flakes, some lemon juice, and some fresh basil. You're going to take all those ingredients and toss them into a food processor. And then you're going to pulse it until everything is smooth and spreadable. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spread this thick paste right on top and on the sides. You don't need to put it on the bottom since it's just going to fall off during the cook. Now for the fun part, getting this prime rib roast onto the smoker. You're going to set your smoker for about 225 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you're going to place the roast fat side up. This is going to let the fat render down and flavor that meat. Then when it comes to smoking time, you're going to smoke it for about 4 to 5 hours depending on the size of the roast. Our internal temperature target is going to be 120 to 125 degrees for that medium rare. You could always let it go longer if you want your doneness level to be a little bit more. When it comes to the best wood for smoking prime rib, look for oak, hickory, or mesquite. Each one of these woods has a nice bold flavor, but it's not going to overpower the roast. And a pro tip here is don't oversmoke. Too much smoke can turn that meat bitter. Oh, and if you need a cheat sheet for cooking times and temperatures, drop a 100 in the comments and I'll send it your way. Once your roast is about 5 to 10 degrees below your target temperature, you're going to want to pull it off the smoker and let it rest. And that resting time, aim for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Why would you do this? Well, it redistributes the juices. It makes every bite tender and juicy. All right, now you've got the full process for smoking the perfect prime rib. But here's the thing, if you're using an electric smoker, you can't just follow the same steps and expect the same results. There's a few tweaks that you need to make in order to keep that roast juicy and packed with flavor. Click on this video right here and I'll show you exactly what to do. See you over there.